I just like that song. They have a better stereo than I do. Sorry, I bring my tapes down here just so I can hear them well. I have a really bad stereo. I brought my Dylan tapes down here. You know he sings? Yeah, opened up a whole new world for me. All these years I've been listening to G and C chords thinking, what do people see in this guy? There's lyrics. Sounds quite profound. How about a hand for everyone he's seen, including Bob, your host tonight? And can I get a stool up here, please? Is that possible? A stool on stage. I know that's pretty fucking arcane for a comedy club to have a stool so the performer can perhaps sit down like a human being and not be a dancing monkey for 45 fucking minutes. I thought stool, microphone, stand was pretty much the standard comedy club fucking outfit. Apparently we're working on evolving the art form. Thank you very much. You want to poke that right in my eye, don't you? Use your fucking stool. Anyway, I'm very glad to be here. I'm in a great mood. I found out, what is today? Tuesday? I found out Friday I finally got my own TV show coming out this fall as a replacement show on CBS. It's not a talk show. Thank God, thank Christ, thank Buddha, thank Mohammed, thank Allah, thank Krishna, thank Shiva, thank every god in the book. It is a half-hour weekly show that I will host entitled Let's Hunt and Kill Billy Ray Cyrus. I think it's fairly self-explanatory. Each week we let the hounds of hell loose. We chase that jarhead, fake talent, cracker, idiot all over the globe. Until I finally catch that fruity little ponytail of his, pull him to his knees, put a shotgun in his mouth. Then we'll be back in 1994 with Let's Hunt and Kill Michael Bolton. So, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, just trying to rid the world of these fevered egos that are tainting our collective unconscious, making us pay a much more heavy psychic price than we imagine. And I also want you to look out for our kickoff show, our MC Hammer Vanilla Ice Marky Mark Christmas special. I don't want to give away any surprises, but the first one we hunt and kill on that show is Marky Mark, because his pants keep falling around his ankles and he couldn't run away. It's cute as can be, and I get to crossbow him in the abs. And tape it, bring the family. It's a Christmas special, and I do think you will breathe a collective sigh of relief. Oh, he's gone. Imagine a world without, you know what I mean? Yeah, some new happiness. So, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like a 31-year-old curmudgeon, you know. I am. I got dragged to a dance club the other night against my will. There's no other way it could happen. And this girl asked me to dance, which I thought was really funny. You know, would you like to dance? You know, I was like, oh, you read my mind, you know. That's why I'm leaning in the darkest corner, closest to the exit. You know, I'm about to boogie. I'm about to cut a rug. But it's so weird. Women have this weird myth. You can tell the way a guy is in bed by how he is on a dance floor. I think that's so ludicrous. First of all, what does it matter? You know what I mean? If a guy is on a dance floor really getting into it, enjoying himself and expressing himself, what does it matter how he is in bed? He's gay. Real men don't dance. They sit, sweat, and curse. Speaking of homosexuality, I consider myself a fairly open-minded person. All right, and but something has come to my attention, which has shocked even me. Have you heard about these new grade school books for children to help explain to them the gay lifestyle? You heard about this? One of them is called Heather's Two Mommies. The other is called Daddy's New Roommate. I'm going to have to draw the line here, folks, and say this is absolutely disgusting. It is grotesque, and it is pure evil. I'm, of course, talking about Daddy's New Roommate. Heather's Two Mommies is really cool, and ooh, they're hugging on page 7. Oh, go, mommies, go. Ooh, they kiss in chapter 4. Ooh. Me and my nephew wrestle over that book every night. Uncle Bill, I gotta do my homework. Shut up, do math. I'm reading your homework. I'm checking it out for you again. Go, mommies, go. You know, there's actually people in the world who consider that a double standard. Humans are so wacky, I can't get a grip on them. I can't keep up with humans. They're like eels. People suck. You know who's really, really tiresome these days? I'm just about sick of it. Pro-life people. Cut it out. You lost. Go home. You ever look at their faces? I'm pro-life. Boy, they look it, don't they? Don't they just exude joie de vivre? Don't you just want to play Trivial Pursuit with them and hang out? I'm pro-life. I'd like to be a kid in an orphanage when a pro-life family comes to adopt. We're pro-life and we're here to adopt. Oh, not me. No, please, no. I'm good. 15 to a bed, no problem. Gruel, love it. Just keep us stocked up with Heather's Two Mommies and we'll be fine here, really. See, what bugs me, here's what bugs me. If you're so pro-life, okay, don't lock arms and block medical clinics, okay? If you're so pro-life, lock arms and block cemeteries. See how committed you are to this idea. She can't come in. She was 98. She was hit by a bus. There's options. Are we going to have her stuffed? She's starting to smell. Let's go. I want to see pro-life people going to funerals with crowbars, opening caskets, going, get out. How committed are you? You know, strangely enough, that face, we're pro-life, is the same face non-smokers have. I'm a non-smoker. I'm a pro-life non-smoker. God, I want to hang with them, don't you? Just kick back. Here there are other profound thoughts. I'm getting that look a lot these days because I started smoking again. And I also started performing abortion. So I'm getting that look left and right now. No, I started smoking. I went 9 months without a cigarette, but I went back. I know, it's unbelievable. It's just insidious, you know. But I really love it. I'm sorry, I'm not going to lie to you. I smoked enough to kill half a dozen Marlboro men and put all 6 of their horses in oxygen stalls. I had this belief that this theory, this belief, that if that scenario is at all true and you die and you go to heaven and St. Peter meets you at the gate, if that's at all true, I believe the first thing he's going to ask is, you got a light? You mean y'all smoke here? Yeah, that's why it's heaven. These aren't clouds. This is cigarette smoke, pal. Hell is non-smoking. You want to look at them for a second? Sure. I
can't believe what they do to their bodies. It smells like an ashtray. Why do they think I want to smell their secondary smoke while I'm trying to eat? I can't believe they would do that to their own bodies. God, how hellish. Exactly. Light up and come on in. Hendrix is on harp tonight. Been traveling a lot, as usual, gypsy that I am. Was in Australia recently. I was over in Australia during Easter. That was interesting to note. They celebrate Easter the same way we do, commemorating the death and resurrection of Jesus by telling our children a giant bunny rabbit left chocolate eggs in the night. Gee, I wonder why we're messed up as a race. Anybody got any clues? You know, I've read the Bible. I can't find the word bunny or chocolate anywhere in that book. Where do you come up with this stuff? Why those two things? Why not goldfish left Lincoln Logs in our sock drawers? You know, as long as we're making stuff up, go hog wild. At least the idea of a goldfish carting a Lincoln Log across your floor has some kind of miraculous connotation to it. I think it's interesting to note how people act on their beliefs. You know what I mean? It's just interesting. I'm not, cutting them down or anything. It's just fascinating. A lot of Christians, for instance, wear crosses around their necks. Nice sentiment. But do you think when Jesus comes back, he's really going to want to see a cross? Ow! That may be why he hasn't shown up yet, man. He's up there going, Dad, they're still wearing crosses. I'm not going. No, they totally missed the point. I'm not going. No. I'll go back as a bunny, but, Beautiful. I appreciate that, folks. I did that set just for you because, and you notice I didn't curse once during it. Anyone notice that? The reason I did that set is because that's the set I did Friday night on the David Letterman show that was canceled by CBS. And I was completely erased from the show because they felt you, the audience, are too stupid to know that these are jokes, or to have material on that might have ideas associated with them, other than, boy, food on airplanes sucks, don't it? Or, gee, 7-Eleven sure are expensive, aren't they? Or any number of other stupid, banal, trite, puerile jokes that we know all by heart, so that they can keep you without any kind of social fucking awareness and keep us separated from each other while they hawk their fucking beer commercials. There it is, CBS, the Cunt Broadcasting Network. Totally edited me off the show. The show went great that night. The crowd loved it. I came back to the hotel. I get a call from the producer, Bill, sorry, you touched too many hot spots. And I was like, what? The crowd liked it. Well, what about the crowd at home? Well, why do you think the crowd at home is different than the crowd in your studio? They're all your fans watching your show. Bill, you don't understand our audiences. What do you, grow them on fucking farms? Is your audience comprised of people? I understand them. I play to them all the time. I'm a person. You know what really pisses me off the most is I am a big David Letterman fan, and it's almost like finding out there's no Santa Claus, or your folks are Santa Claus. They said, well, Bill, we fought with CBS tooth and nail to get the set on, but we'd have to edit so much out that there'd be nothing left. And I was like, well, why do you have to edit anything out? You approved the set. And anyway, they fucking folded like a house of cards, and meanwhile, Bob Saget's on the night, so that gives you an idea of the level of comedy they think you can handle. You understand how much contempt the networks have for us to put on that puerile bullshit and not give me, not just me, but anyone else with a point of view, perhaps, maybe even one you don't agree with, on television, They kowtow to fucking special interest groups and a couple of deranged motherfucking people who hear the word Jesus and think immediately you're making fun of Jesus, when I did not make fun of Jesus. They hear the word gay. I did not make fun of gays. What I made fun of was a double standard that exists in this fucking country. They think you're too stupid to see through that, and that's exactly what they fucking count on while they fucking sell the number 2 killer drug in this country, fucking alcohol, and they have the gall to do it in your fucking living room with your children there. They don't even lurk around playgrounds.
Yeah!
You drug-dealing capitalist motherfucker! And here's the punchline to the whole story. You ready? Bill, we really love you, and we want you back on in a couple of weeks. Really? I don't know if I can learn to juggle that quickly. Hi, I'm Bill Hicks. I used to have a social conscience and want to help the world by trying to point out how our belief systems are affecting us negatively. Now, watch this, an apple. Stay stupid, America. Keep drinking beer. Stay stupid. Fuck it. As though TV were the moral arbiters of our society. You know what I mean? That's the position they try. Standards and practices. That was the word. It wasn't censored. Our standards and practice guy said you hit too many hot spots. You have standards? Is this the same network that shows Full House? Where are your standards, exactly? Stupid to retarded? Is that the level you're trying to put out to America? So, understandably, I'm very hoarse. I've been, discussing this and wondering what action to take. And I think the action I'm going to take is we tape what I just did, and we're going to play it for many people and show them the exact set. Canceled. And see if you, the audience, were so offended, if you felt so threatened by my little skit that you went out of your fucking mind. It amazes me how afraid they are of one person. Basically, a joke blower. Basically, all I am is a joke blower. I'm in the back of some Mexican blowing jokes all over the driveway. Fairly harmless guy that I am. Believer in love and anti-war and truth. And I think the values of this country that originally formed, freedom of fucking expression. And instead, what you're met with is what's happened. Everything wrong with this country is it kowtowing to not even special interest groups. I know their big fear was the pro-life movement, because those people are terrorists. Okay? But they're a minority. They're not the majority. You know what? Majority of people are very reasonable, I found. And you know what? They don't write letters when something offends them on TV. Because reasonable people know it's just fucking television. Not only that, reasonable people have a life. They're not sitting in some trailer with some fucking crayon in their hand, some chicken scrawl going, also God talk about Jesus on your toes. I ain't gonna tune in no more. And also, reasonable people know ultimately they're just fucking jokes. Are you so afraid of a guy telling jokes? I'm very offended, and I love the Letterman show, and they've always been good. No, they have been good, to be honest with you. Every single set I've ever done, they evolved me, okay? And I put up with it. You know why? Because I love the fucking show, and I love Dave Letterman, and I put up with it. But you know what I realize now? I'm in an abusive fucking relationship. I'm going to do another routine. I'm going to make another point here. I'm going to do another routine that they once edited out about 7 years ago. I did this routine, and literally 5 minutes before the show, standards and practice guy said I couldn't do the routine. This is my ending routine for the set. And I don't know if you've ever done a comedy show. But you'll find the ending is a fairly important part of the set. Anyway, it was the same thing. The producer, Robert Morton, agreed the set was fine, and then he had me run it over with standards and practices. This is how it works. The guy sat there, unsmiling, jingling keys in his pocket during I performed like a monkey in a hallway for this guy. Because again, I was a young kid at the time, and I loved the show, and it was a break, and whatever. I sold myself short. I didn't have enough respect for myself to go, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this compromised fucking world you live in. While you act like you're the moral arbiters of the world, and yet all you are fucking whores at a capitalist gangbang. I don't really want to be part of your world anymore. You know what I mean? I like the fucking show, and I give my best on that fucking show, and they fucking wife beat me. And I went back for more for 6 years. Because see what Robert Morton, the producer, said to me on the phone the night he called right after the set was taped, when he said, we're not going to air it, he said to me, but could you be back on in 2 weeks? And then he goes, Bill, we take full responsibility because we okayed the set, but we only wish we'd spent more time with you in the clubs working on the set so that we could have edited all that out before you got here. Well, I don't want to be edited out at all. Edit what out? Which joke? Why? I didn't go up and say the Pope's a faggot, you know what? Which he is, but I didn't say that. I didn't say that on the show. You heard what I did, and I just did it for you. I mean, it's front page fucking stories. I mean, you know what I mean? All I'm doing is walking through the front page of the fucking paper and commenting on it. Anyway, I'm going to do another bit for you and show you how the double standard works. As soon as I capture some type of lung here, hold on. Actually, I do. I know. Well, all right, let me ask, first of all, how many friends are here? How many smokers do we have here tonight? Smokers? Thank you for mustering the strength. How many non-smokers do we have here tonight? Non-smokers. None? Weird. There's usually a few. Isn't that odd? Sure, you can have one. Yeah, there's a lot of that too. Did you just get laid or something? Bill, I didn't hear your opening set. I was fucking a guy. Well, that'll sound good on my tape while I'm doing my routine and I hear, yeah, baby, yeah. Boy, they really love Hicks. Jesus. Anyway, I was about 23 years old at the time, 25, who the fuck cares? And I was talking about how I hated school growing up. This was the ending routine on the Letterman set that producer Robert Morton had agreed we could do. Okay, so I was talking about how I had bad luck in school. I really had bad luck. For instance, one time, the teacher left the room for a minute, and we started playing keep away from this girl with her pencil. We're all laughing. Y'all quit it, give me my pencil. Give me my pencil. We're all laughing, having a great time. Pencil comes to me. I throw it. Goes in this guy's eye. Blinds him for life, right? Everyone in class. Jesus, Hicks, it's a kidding. What are you, a psycho or something? Right? Because this guy can't catch a number 2 pencil like a normal human. I got it. Good move, you dork. I'm an assassin now. Teacher came back in the room. Hicks stabbed him. Suddenly I'm going after people. I'm Jason all of a sudden. One time, I showed up late to class, and I'm sitting down, class had started, and right as I sat down, this guy next to me yanked my chair out from under me. I hit the floor, even the teacher cracked up. That's what you get for being tardy. Later on that year, that guy was late. He's sitting down, I yank his chair out from under him, boom, middle of class, breaks his back. Get up, please. Try harder. That guy was in every one of my classes the next 5 years. Real funny, Hicks. The guy with one eye pushed him around. What I'd possibly say to these guys, you know? Well, at least you can park closer to the school now. No more tardies. That was the routine. Here's what standards and practices said. Can't do it on the show. This is literally 5 minutes before I'm going on the show. Like I hadn't planned another set. An alternate, like I have 2 parachutes. You know what I mean? I said, why can't I do that bit on TV? He said, because it makes fun of handicapped people. I said, no, it doesn't. It makes fun of my bad luck. And I've done this routine for people in wheelchairs, and they've fallen out of their motherfucking wheelchairs. I've done it for blind people. They couldn't see it, so what the fuck do they know? Like a blind guy's going to write in. I saw something on TV the other day. Well, then it's a miracle. Then I'm a miracle worker. Either way you look at it, what's wrong with the fucking routine? I'm talking about growing up in school, being a kid, and having such bad luck that these events occur. Do you understand the routine? Does it make fun of handicapped people to you? Well, it did to them. So I went on, and I couldn't do anything else, folks, but do the routine, because I had no ending to my fucking act. They put me in a very unfair position, if you understand. You know, I'm not trying to sound bitter grapes. I don't have bitter grapes. I feel great. But they edited the routine from that moment, the start of that bit, and that was the ending bit. So here's what you saw. It came out, and I did about 3 jokes. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Boom! I'm sitting down with Dave. And they did not have me back on the show for 2 years. Saying, oh, you're a wild card. We can't count on you. You're a loose cannon. Just to give you an idea of the mentality of the people who pump their fucking trash into your home 24 hours a day while hawking beer with women with butt thongs on, with their ass cheeks spread. Fucking, they're opening beers on their pussies going, stay drunk, America. They have the gall to then have war against drugs specials and beer commercials during the fucking war against drugs specials. When I guarantee you the reason kids take drugs is because they see the effects of alcohol as they've grown up in broken fucking families their whole lives. They've seen their mothers beaten by their fucking drunk dads. Okay? And kids take drugs, another reason they take because they're fucking fun. And another reason is because some of them are real good, and they're real good for you, and we'll get into that later. Anyway, I just had to get all that off my chest, and I apologize, and I appreciate you hopefully liking the routine that you will never see on TV. At the Ed Sullivan Theater, not since Elvis was censored from the waist down for wiggling his pelvis, has, I believe, a performer been completely edited off a TV show for the material you saw. Completely harmless comedy material from my particular point of view. They were afraid it would offend you. They were afraid that it would cause some stir in America. It's fucking great, man. So I quit. This is my final show. I'm going to join the papacy and be a priest. Found a quarter. Thinking about moving overseas, man. You know, in England they played my specials that was on HBO, which does have a lot of cursing in it, a lot of sexual graphicness. The reason I do talk like that is that's the way I talk generally. And the reason I talk about sexually graphic things, and I'll tell you exactly why I do it. So I'm not going to do it tonight, but I'll tell you exactly why I do it. And the Greeks, this is the only thing I learned in college. I took theater for about, I believe the class was an hour long. But I learned something in that hour. The Greeks used to put in their plays lots of bodily functions. You know what I'm saying? Bodily functions and graphic sexual material because they believed that in performing that way, it released the demons of shame from the audience, which is the same way I believe, because I think we're all pretty much the same, and we all have grown up with that shame-based fucking thing that America deals with, right? And to sit there and hear someone talk about their love of having sex, love of sex, or love blah, 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 whatever, makes you feel like you're not fucking alone with your own, what you think maybe are dark, twisted thoughts, because they're not. We all share these fucking thoughts. So that's why I talk like I do, or did, before I retired tonight. If you want to have a subtext. I don't really need them. I used to do, trying to suck my own dick jokes and everything. I mean, well, what's interesting is in England they air all that completely unedited because that's where they're at culturally compared to America, where now we have every sitcom that has a little moral fucking lesson at the end. Nice. I only wish you had some fucking comedy in the beginning and the middle, okay? Or some real characters, or perhaps some hint of fucking reality. Only shows I like are Northern Exposure, The Simpsons, and I like Roseanne Barr because she buffed every motherfucking system and stood by it because she's got balls as big as this fucking room. And she puts on a show that at least fucking talks about something. And I like her, and that's it. The rest of them are all, what about the audience? We have to think about how stupid they are. Let me tell you how they write TV shows in Hollywood. I've been there, and I've been a part of this, and let me show you how it's done. Please don't be offended, but it is the truth. Here's how TV shows are created in Hollywood. Ready? You've got a very funny idea, but will it play in the Midwest? Will it play in the Midwest? What are these? A nation of bib overalled farmers? Just back from the fucking farmhouse where they fucked their daughter? Now they're picking their teeth with some hayseed and they're not going to understand. I've been to the Midwest. I played the Midwest for the last 16 years of my fucking life. The people there are quite intelligent, quite well-read, and very fucking reasonable. And the idea, if they knew TV shows were created around the idea that these are bumpkins who wouldn't understand what these coke-snorting faggots in Hollywood... That's what they think of you, man. You understand what I'm trying to say? That level of contempt they hold for us? They think we're fucking retards, man. And we are, as long as we watch that shit. Turn it off. Your newspapers, quit reading them. They're lies. It's true, man. Fuck it, man. I've taken my body weight in mushrooms. I've had my third eye squeegee. My third eye has been squeegeed quite profoundly. Believe you me, I can call a spade a spade. Little talent I have, which has gotten me nowhere. Gotten me banned, but nonetheless. I took mushrooms 2 weeks ago. I took what Terence McKenna calls a heroic dose, which is 5 dried grams. Took them with 2 buddies of mine at a ranch in Fredericksburg, Texas, the hill country of Texas. Absolutely beautiful. But let me tell you something. I'm glad that drug's against the law, and it's a first-class felony, and I'm glad. You know why? You know what happened to me when I took them? I laid in a field of green grass for 4 hours going, my God, I love everything. There is nothing but love. The heavens opened and God rained down gifts of forgiveness for past misperceptions I've had, and I was healed totally, personally, spiritually, and physically in all ways. Now, if that isn't a hazard to this fucking country, I should have been home watching Full House, getting the moral lesson, and drinking beer and watching my ass get as fat as the love seat I'm sitting on, and wonder what the fuck happened to the country I used to fucking love. It's unbelievably prevalent. I had a conversation with my dad recently. I'm trying to heal my dad right now. I'm trying to get him to take shrooms with me. I am. You don't know my dad, but you know your dads. Just imagine what that's like. It's quite a little bizarre, challenge I put up for myself. I'm sure my parents aren't much different from yours. Dad, would you like to go eat these fungi that grow on cow turds with me? Just, he can't seem to get a grip on the whole idea. What happens when you take them? Well, your mind completely opens up to the true nature of our existence, which is that we are not bodies, that we are pure, loving spirit created by God, that God is love, and there is nothing but love, and love, being all-encompassing, has no opposite. You are completely forgiven on all things. There's nothing you've ever done that has ever swayed God's pure and unconditional love for you. And you realize that eternity and peace and heaven is our inheritance, and all of us are going to make it there. I'm not interested. Honey, get me another beer. American Gladiators is coming on. So I want to show you what irony is. My dad considers me very much a cynic and a skeptic. And he... Well, wait a minute. Do I seem that way to you after what I just said? Cynical or skeptical? See, there's irony right there. What did you just hear? You know what I mean? Didn't I just explain to you my belief and also the experiences I've had about pure and unconditional love? And yet you think I'm cynical or skeptical. I do have a healthy skepticism. I think we all should. But I think if you listen closely enough, you'll find that my message, if I, as a joke blower, could be pompous enough to have one, is that we're all right and it's going to work out. I don't find that cynical at all. It's unbelievable. But this is my point with my dad. He is a staunch fucking, in his mind's eye, patriot of America, and considers me to be some kind of subversive twit, Anyway, I was having a conversation with my dad, and we were talking about a personal intellectual hero of mine, Noam Chomsky, who has spent much of his life going to great lengths to explain and uncover the lies of the American government and their lapdog propaganda machine, the mainstream media, which includes your news services and all the papers. And he's done a very thorough job. I can't get into it. If you're interested, read Noam Chomsky, and he'll open. He'll squeegee your third eye for you. But anyway, we're having a conversation about democracy. And my dad actually came out with this statement. Well, the peasants shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's how old my dad is. He still uses the word peasants. But I believe we were talking about certain South American atrocities our government has performed, overthrowing freely elected democracies there in the name of putting in a military junta in order that our corporate needs can be met at the expense of the people's popular vote, which is democracy. So anyway, that was his point. The peasants should be allowed to vote. And then he went on to explain that also includes the poor people of this country, and particularly black poor families, because they are, quote-unquote, too ignorant to know what's going on, quote-unquote. And I wanted to point out, I said, Dad, what you're talking about is not America. That's not democracy. Democracy, I think Thomas Jefferson had a great quote. He said, the only true repository of the powers of the country should be in hands of the people themselves. And if we feel they are not intelligent enough or informed enough to enact their responsibilities with discretion, it is not our job to take that power from them, but to inform them. And that's the way I feel. And so, ironically enough, what I'm trying to point out is my dad, while he thinks himself a patriot, is actually an elitist who thinks the country should be run by a few people, mainly corporate interests, who do run this country, and not by us, which this country was formed on the highest and purest of ideals, that we are all created equal and all men are equal. So ironically, I'm the true American, and my dad is not. You understand? Yet he did not have enough self-awareness to even understand that. Which is why I recommended 5 dried grams of psilocybin mushrooms, because if anything will give you self-motherfucking awareness, and I know you love your beer, but trust me on this, doesn't hold a candle. UFOs? Been on them. Okay? I don't know if Budweiser's ever given you that thrill, but let me tell you, it is quite delightful to meet the diminutive elves of the 5th dimension, which is in which they reside. And they are really there, and they are what a lot of people would consider angels. It's a very beautiful experience, my friend. First-class felony. Isn't that weird? We've made nature against the law. That's how unnatural we've become. Marijuana, a drug that's never killed anyone, is against the law. Alcohol, a drug that is the 2nd highest killer beyond these little bad boys, killed more people than all illegal drugs combined, once again is shoved down your throat 24 hours a day on what are considered our standards and practices of major network television. Now you tell me who's fucked here. I think it's us. You want a better world? Legalize pot. You want to end the deficit? Legalize pot. Number 1 cash crop in America. It'll end the deficit problem. And by the way, folks, 4-point-whatever trillion dollar deficit ain't going to ever go away. We got to come up with some real radical solutions. Legalize pot. It's the number 1 cash crop in America. And it'd be a better world, and I'll prove it to you. Particularly, let's compare it to alcohol. Pot and alcohol. You're at a ball game. You're at a concert. Someone's really violent, aggressive, and obnoxious. Are they drunk, or are they smoking pot? Wow, we all know the truth. I've never seen people on pot get in a fight. You know why? It's fucking impossible. Hey, buddy, come here. What? End of argument. Say you get in a car accident and you've been smoking pot. You're only going 4 miles an hour. Shit, we hit something. Forgot to open the garage door, dude. It's okay, I forgot I was going in reverse. It's alright. At least no one was hurt. Garage door has to be replaced. Boom! A job has been created. We can be a self-perpetuating civilization. Breaking shit, smoking dope, paying with dope, building shit, living in harmony with nature. I'm a dreamer. Everything they tell you about pot is a lie. Tell you pot smoking makes you unmotivated. Lie. When you're high, you can do everything you normally do just as well. You just realize it's not worth the fucking effort. There is a difference. Sure, I could get up at dawn, get in traffic, go to a job I hate that does not inspire me creatively whatsoever for the rest of my life. Sure, I could do that. Or I could get up at noon and learn how to play the sitar. What is it, one string? How fucking hard can that be? You know what? I learned an instrument today.
Meow. I thought I had no musical talent. Meow, 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 meow. Telling you, lighten the mood of this planet, man. Can I get an ice water, por favor? I'm basically killing myself very slowly with these cigarettes here. God, I love them. I smoke a lot. How much do you smoke a day, dude? You just started? Again tonight? How long did you go? That's a big achievement. That's not, and I assume you just got back together with your girl, too, after 3 weeks. Yeah, you weren't fucking snappy at all? Oh, I was taking people out, right? Take care. Sure, if I looked more like Billy Ray Cyrus, you'd think, oh, there's a real man.
Can I have another one, please?
A real talented fucking man. Anti-talent. Anyway, we were talking about the show Cops. Every night, a woman has been beaten by her husband. Cops come to the trailer, okay, on a domestic call. Her 14 little cracker critters are looking around her gingham skirt. Their eyes are so close together, the left eye is in the right socket, and the right eye is in the left socket. Some genetic mutation due to inbreeding. I don't understand how it works. And every night, she stands up for the fucking guy. He didn't mean to hit me, Oliver. He didn't mean to hit me. He's a good man. I fell asleep in the driveway and he run over my head with the truck. He don't mean no harm. He's asleep under the trailer with his dog, Skeeter. We don't need cops. We need SWAT team on this one. Some people shouldn't have children. Judgment call, I'm willing to make it. Why do you women, and not all women do this, of course, but why do you women stand up for fucking wife beating? I can't figure that out. You like jerks? Do you like assholes? What is it? It makes me feel rather hopeless, to be honest with you, being the nice guy, which means read pussyless. While you women fawning over fucking pricks. You just love assholes, don't you? You know what occurred to me? We have no hope. You know why? Satan's going to have no problems with this planet. You know why? Because all the women in the world are going to go, what a cute bud. He's Satan. You don't know him like I do. He's the Prince of Darkness. I can change him. I bet you can, too. I don't give Satan a snowball's chance in hell against a woman's ego. He'll rule the planet for about a day. A week later, we'll see him out cutting the lawn. Hey, aren't you Satan? Shut up. Well, Mr. Prince, shut up. Be at the supermarket. Tampons, price check, tampons. Yeah, Satan wants to shut up. And Satan's here to buy tampons. Shut up. Yeah, I'm the Prince of Darkness. Yeah, you dropped your Kotex, Mr. Prince. Shut up. I'll rule this planet next when she's out of town. Arrgh. Fucking comedy. Pussy whip Satan. That's what we're in store like finding out your dad is Santa Claus. Satan's word. We've come to a point, here's what's wrong with the world. If you want to know in a nutshell, and I'll tell you. We are undergoing evolution. Evolution did not end with us growing opposable thumbs. We are always evolving and will evolve until we realize the true nature of our reality, which is that we are not bodies, we are spirit. Created by God in His image, which is spirit and love. That is what we really are. And the reason we're troubled is we're undergoing evolution, and people don't understand that. All our institutions have failed us. All ideas have failed us. And people are fearful and are clinging now to even older ideas, or clinging to ideas that no longer work.
That's what explains the popularity of Rush fucking Limbaugh, which I can't figure out why all these macho guys like him, because the guy is a faggot, A. B, he's like one of those gay guys that likes to lay in a tub while other men pee on him. That's what he reminds me of. Particularly if it were Reagan and Bush and Quayle. He'd just be bathing, his little piglet fucking pecker would get hard. Let me catch Reagan's piss in my mouth. The fact that you can't see that, I'm amazed by. Once again, people call me a cynic, so there you go. It's probably the crudest joke I have ever told. Nice joke, isn't it? It's just pure crudity. Sometimes I amaze even me. I'm so proud of the way my mind works. It's time to evolve ideas. That's where we're at. We have to evolve ideas, okay? You know, the fact that they hawk liquor on the air and cigarettes everywhere you go, and they're the number 1 and 2 killers. They kill more people than all other drugs combined, times 1,000. This is obviously hypocritical. The system doesn't work. It's time to evolve the idea of the function of drugs in our society. We do like to get high. Ain't no fucking doubt about that. And it is, I believe, our right to experience the natural things on this planet that get you fucking high and remind you of who you really are. Just see how that's an evolution of an idea that will solve the drug problem. You make them all legal, you see, you will end the violence and the crime, you see. And the argument that, well, if you make them all legal, everyone will be on drugs is not true, because alcohol after Prohibition made legal, and not every one of you is an alcoholic. It's just not true. You will monitor yourselves the way you should be monitored. Why is the drug czar of this country a fucking cop? Why isn't he someone who's been through recovery? How about that? A compassionate way to deal with people who are hooked on drugs that aren't criminals. By the way, they're sick. Why isn't the drug czar a fucking recovering addict and or alcoholic? You explain that to me. See how that's an evolution of an idea that will bring about a peaceful resolution to this perceived problem. Here's another one. This one has the jokes in it. Thanks for sitting through that one. I really appreciate it. Yeah, everyone. Does any of these evolution of ideas have a punchline, Bill? Yeah, they're coming. Hold on. The idea that childbirth is a miracle. I don't know who started this little rumor, but it's not true. Childbirth is not, oh, it's a miracle, it's such a miracle. Wrong. No more miracle than eating food and having a turd fall out of your ass. It is a chemical, biological, that's it. You want to hear a miracle? You want to hear a miracle? Miracle's raising a kid who doesn't talk at a fucking movie theater. There is a miracle. You see the difference? A miracle's raising a kid who doesn't run into my crotch at the supermarket because they have no peripheral vision. Oh. Where's that little miracle? Come here. It's not a miracle if every 9 months any yin-yang in the world can drop a litter of these mewling fucking cabbages on the planet. And in case you haven't checked these single mom statistics lately, the miracle is spreading like wildfire. Hallelujah. Trailer parks all over America filling up with little miracles. Tonk, 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 tonk. Like frogs laying eggs. Tonk, tonk. Look at all my little miracles. Tonk. Filling up my trailer like a sardine can. Tonk. You know, it'd be a real miracle if I could remember your daddy's name. Tonk. I guess I'm going to have to call you Trucker Jr. That's all I remember about your daddy was his fuzzy little potbelly riding on top of me, shooting his caffeine-ridden semen into my belly, so I can produce my little waterhead cracker baby critter. There's your other brother, Pizza Boy Delivery Jr. There's your other brother, Will Work for Food Jr. Hallelujah. Doesn't it make your heart swell with fucking love? All those unwanted, illiterate children brought to the planet Earth. Keep them coming, folks. Cops needs to stay on the air. This is Cops the Next Generation, man. Unwanted, illiterate children, man. Cops is having a field day. They're going to have a 24-hour cop show. It's just going to be circling the trailer park, shooting at these fucking critters. Boom, there's one now, Tommy. Boom! Not a miracle. A miracle is having a well-developed person raise a child lovingly in a well-developed atmosphere. That is a fucking miracle. Who started this river? Women. Women! Yes, this is my new character. This is as far as I've gotten with it. It's women! Women! I don't know what else to do with it, but I think it's got potential, doesn't it? Women! Women! It's women who have this unholy void inside of them. I need something to love. Love me, you bitch! I'm right here! You're acting childish. Perfect! I'll be your child man. I promise never to mature. I think I can pull it off. I think every guy here has pulled it off. Men don't want children. No man in this room wants a child. Those men who think or say they want children are no longer men. They are pussy-whipped freaks of nature who should be out watching Donahue, renting Alan Alda films, and buying Michael Bolton CDs because you're no longer a man and you're out of the man club. Guys don't want children because guys are children and we don't want the fucking competition. You think there's going to be something in the house cuter than me? This must be stopped. And I'll go you one further. And this is the routine that has pretty much guaranteed my complete anonymity in the country that I truly love for its values, that I've toured ceaselessly for 16 years, that has kept me from having a real relationship with anyone, that has kept me on the road with no fucking insurance, no fucking dental plan, like Johnny Appleseed spreading his little ideas, only once again to be banned on television on one of my favorite shows. But I'm not bitter. Here's the routine. If you have children here tonight, and I assume some of you do, I am sorry to tell you this, but they are not special. I'll let that sink in. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you think your children are special. They're not. Did you know that every time a guy comes, he comes 200 million sperm? Did you know that? 200 million sperm. And you mean to tell me you think your child is special? Because 1 out of 200 million sperm, that load, in one load there. 200 million sperm, that load connected. Gee, what are the fucking odds? 200 million, you know what that means? I have wiped entire civilizations off of my chest with a gray gym sock. That is special. Entire nations have flaked and crusted in the hair around my navel. That is special. And I want you to conjure that and think about that and meditate on that. You two egg-carrying beings out there. With that holier-than-thou, we have the gift of life. Attitude. I tossed universes in my underpants while napping. Boom! A Milky Way shoots into my jockey shorts. Oh, what's for fucking breakfast? Thank you very much. You've been great. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.